Hi, my name's Jackson Bird, and today I'm reading through my childhood journals, and there's a lot of them. So as you hopefully know by now, I wrote a freaking book! And look at this, it's not out yet. It comes out September 24th, you can pre-order it now. Link on screen and in the description box. But this is an advanced copy of my book, which is amazing to have my hands on. It's very, very exciting. Oh, previews. It's so weird to have things that I wrote just like in here. Anyway, it is called Sorted, Growing Up, Coming Out, and Finding My Place. Available September 24th. But while I was writing my book, which is mostly a memoir, I read back through over 5 dozen physical journals and thousands of words of digital journal entries as well to sort of fact check my life, remember what I was feeling in different things, and remember things that happened. I started keeping journals when I was around 6 years old. I was never like consistent with it, but consistent enough and have saved most of them. Wait, how old am I? 23. Yeah, almost a quarter of a century of journal entries documenting my life in my own words. And while I was going through them while I was writing my book, there was a lot of stuff that wasn't quite right for the book, but was too good not to share. So all of you lucky people on my YouTube channel get to hear some of the things from my journal entries that were not quite ready for prime time in the book, you know, maybe just didn't fit in with the plot, but things that I found funny, maybe some things that were a little emotional, I don't really remember. We're gonna see when I dive in, so let's just go and do it. All right, so I think this awesome Garfield diary was actually my first one. Wow, this is from October of 1998, when I'm literally only 8 years old and I'm already swearing. Dear diary, I guess you could say today was good, except when blurted out, "What about the spelling test? He's such a pain in the ass." This is when I was 7. On Friday, we went to Lisa's. On Saturday, we had a day trip. Tomorrow, how should I know what we're doing? This entry from 1998 has evoked an apology from me to my 2nd grade teacher, who told me that even if I taught myself cursive, I wasn't allowed to write in cursive in the classroom, and I was really mad at her for that when I was 7, but this is illegible. You cannot read my cursive at all. So all right, Miss Unson, I understand why you told me that now. Oh, I think I found my lyric book from my brief songwriting phase in elementary school. I just wrote down scatting. Doo-doo zoot zoot doo-doo zoot zoot walla walla zoot zoot walla walla ho ho doo-doo zoot zoot walla walla ho. I have a packing list for some trip that I was going on. I want to remind you that this is a journal from when I was 8 years old, and I was anal enough to have a packing list for myself at 8 years old. Oops. Ops. Bugs Bunny notebook. Apparently my lizard got stuck to the top of the cage, so my brother's lizard peed on him somehow. And that's all the news fit to report for June 19th, 1998. Here are some notes about how to take care of my pet turtle Squirtle. Proof that I really did have a pet turtle named Squirtle when I was in elementary school. Oh wow, here's a short story. It's called The 5 Snowflakes and the Big Bad Raindrop. One cold and dreary day, the mother snowflake said, "Tim, Tom, Tam, and Terry, it's time you live your own lives. But watch out for the big bad raindrop." "Okay, we promise," said the snowflakes. So they went off to build a home. And apparently all you need in a home is a recliner. They started to travel and explore and travel and explore until they found the perfect place to build a house. "Aren't you glad I found it?" said Tim. "I found it, you nutcase," said Tom. "Then you just take a walk, hockey puck." Oh my god, my insults. "In your dreams, sour cream. Take a trip, sausage dip." Oh, I was just always practicing good insults in case I ever needed them in a verbal fight, but it just never came to that. Here's a note about my Halloween costumes. "In October, I'll be a Grim Reaper." Should also know that I spelled it Germ Reaper. Oh, we got some good illustrations in this one. His name is Prince O'Beans. He is 7 years old. Personality traits, farting. It is an anthropomorphic can of beans that says, "Fart for your own good." Oh, cool. We got some Rugrats fan art. Wow. Cool car I designed. The Speed Mach 2000. With flames going in the wrong direction of the car. I opened my lunchbox and Elvis Presley was stuck in my lunchbox. I helped him out. I asked when he came back. I must have just learned about him being dead and people thinking that he wasn't really dead. Oh my god. In the late 90s, the 60s and 70s, like hippie flower power culture was really back in style again. So I drew this hippie. But I love that he specifically has Jinko jeans. Had to have those Jinko shorts. I guess we were given an assignment to like list things that come in pairs. So I wrote ears, feet, eyeballs, shoes, socks, twins, Siamese twins, a 2-for-1 sale of hot dogs, and arms. Oh man, I had a whole little entry about John Glenn taking off for his last flight. Godspeed, John Glenn. Oh, this also must have been the year that Scary Movie came out. Was oh, the 90s were great. Oh, wow. It's a whole replication of the Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire cover. And the Prisoner of Azkaban one. Did I do all of them? And the Chamber of Secrets cover. And Sorcerer's Stone. Ooh, I started filling that one in. Harry Potter. There's a holographic Hermione locked diary. Oh my god, this diary was a present from my 5th grade boyfriend. To my beloved, from yours. Okay. P.S. I hope you write lots of good things about me. P.P.S. Happy B-Day. That's adorable. That's adorable. I did not write many nice things about you in there, I'm sorry. Also, very 90s, early 2000s, this is an entire journal that's meant to be written in gel pen. This furry contraption that was definitely a gift to me. Yep, first entry. Today's my birthday and I got this from my grandma and papa. Dear Journal, tomorrow is May 28th, which means Harry Potter comes out on video and DVD. I've already pre-ordered it on video and DVD, parentheses, widescreen. Here's another Harry Potter themed notebook that someone gave me when I was a kid. I wrote every entry directed to Harry Potter. Some of it was about my life, and then some of it was just asking him questions. I probably started this like after I finished Chamber of Secrets and thought maybe he would magically write back to me like Tom Riddle does Ginny Weasley. Spoilers. There is actually some of this in the book, so I'm not going to share too much, but all you have to know is that I had some heavy conspiracies that my parents were magical and my brother was a squib, and they were secretly keeping the fact from me that I was magical. Yeah. Oh, another Harry Potter themed notebook. Some fan art here, drawing all the main characters and the professors. This is all pre-movie, so these are all like how I thought these characters would look. I think it's basically time for middle school. Yikes. June 5th, 2004, onboard flight to LaGuardia, New York. So I live in New York City now, but I grew up in Texas, and this flight was the first time I ever went to New York. Actually, the only time I went to New York before moving here. I can't wait to see how tall the buildings are. The ones in Dallas alone are mind-boggling, and Mom says New York's are 10 times taller. Oh, I did an illustration of me looking at the buildings. This was freshman and sophomore year of high school. There might be some juicy things in here. Oh, maybe I don't want to share some of the things in here. We're watching Napoleon in French again. Josh and I have his laptop out and are listening to a Blink-182 cover of Angel of Darkness. It's so 2005. I wrote so pretentiously. Oh no. I wrote a sonnet about someone I had a crush on. And part of it's in French. Oh. Tuesday, July 14th. No unexpected Valentines. Oh, it's so sad. Oh look, a drawing of the giant squid. Just dreaming about a name for myself at 15 years old, in case anyone, thought this whole trans thing was new for me. October 17th, 2006. Ms. Parker warned us not to break up with anyone the night before the PSATs. It could seriously lower your score. That's the kind of high school I went to. Oh, how many more points on the PSATs would you get if you had the first kiss in a relationship the night before the PSATs? Well, looks like I wasn't studying. I guess at some point I was trying to clear space on my phone, and this was before smartphones and before like the cloud and stuff. So I didn't want to get rid of some of my texts, so I hand wrote all my text messages in this notebook. Oh, here's another this was time before smartphones. Directions to Anthony's. Had to literally just write out how I was gonna get to places. Probably looked it up on MapQuest, and then I hand wrote it, and then I drove there. No GPS or anything. This must have been like a note I wrote during class to hold up to someone else. The final autopsy was just released. Heath Ledger's death was ruled accidental. Ugh. These were such sad times. Oh, nice, real nice. This was my friend's drawing of what I apparently looked like. So I went through this period where I was like writing out my life as if it were a book, basically, like with dialogue and everything. So here's a scene from my life when I was working at Barnes & Noble and was talking to a coworker. He went back to shelving manga as he asked me what I was requesting off for. Well, I figured if I'm going to be in Dallas until 2 in the morning, I don't want to open the next day. And what are you doing in Dallas until 2 in the morning? It's embarrassing. He looked at me. Portis, it's a Harry Potter convention. He laughed and shook his head. I asked if I could defend myself, but ended up making it worse. I'm just going for the Wizard Rock show. I'm volunteering with Wizard Rock the Vote. He looked at me. What on earth is wizard rock? And so begins my life in the fandom. Here's a quick note from my friend telling me what time the Obama inauguration is airing. Brighter days. This is when my freshman roommate was there, like, with her family, setting up her half of the dorm and moving in. Here's a quote from her. "Do I have enough hearts and butterflies?" And then I wrote underneath, "Oh my god, I'm rooming with Professor Umbridge." Yeah, we did not become friends. And here are the notebooks from my time at NYU. So this is actually from right before I got accepted to NYU when I was studying abroad in Amsterdam, and I used to just sort of like summarize everything that I did each day so I could look back and remember, because I was studying abroad. You know, allegedly I was doing really exciting things. Here's a few days in a row. Thursday, April 15th, core meeting and IES buffet. Got McFlurries with Max, Rose, and Kathleen. Homework. Friday, April 16th, class, got accepted to NYU. Saturday, April 17th, bike to Central with Kimi, took out. I really just was not that stoked about getting accepted to NYU. It's literally in there on the same level as got McFlurries with my friends. Got accepted to NYU as well. Anyways, next day. So by this point, I knew that I was trans, but just wasn't able to completely process it or do anything with that information. So all the things start getting pretty sad. I'm not gonna dive into it too deep, but here's one that's just written so haphazardly. It must have been during class, but it says, "Sometimes the need to transition grips me in the middle of class, causing me to be a bomb ready to detonate. I want to rip out my hair, leap to my feet, and scream so loud it burns my esophagus that I'm a man and I need everyone to know." So that's about, you know, where my emotional level was at when I was in college. Let's get some more emo stuff, shall we? October 1st, 2011. Feel like I won't be able to connect with anyone until I'm myself. I just want to be open and real with everyone, but I feel like there's a block there. I hate that I'm waiting for my life to begin when it should have begun the day I was born. I'm 21. I live in the wrong body. I live a slow motion, unengaging life. I don't have real relationships or real passions because I've never been fortunate enough to know what it is like to live in a body that matches your mind. I've lived over 2 decades. All I've ever known is a suit of flesh that I never wanted. Yeah, things were rough for like a long time. I had 5 years of knowing that I was trans and wanting to transition before I ever did. And I didn't tell many people about it that whole time. Okay, it's not getting happy or funny at all anymore in these journals. I don't think it gets there again for a long time. And technically, since I got into 20, we're out of the childhood journals now. So we're gonna leave it there for now. But like I said, if you wanna see more of those journal entries and all of the things that came in between the lines, in between the journal entries and so much more, you can pre-order my book, Sorted. Available September 24th, available for pre-order now, wherever good books are sold. See, look, journal entries. Did you keep any journals growing up? Have you ever, like, gone back and looked at them again? I'd love to hear in the comments what your experience with reflecting on your childhood in various ways. Maybe it's pictures, maybe it's journals, maybe it's home videos. Would love to hear your thoughts on that kind of thing. If you like this video, you can subscribe, turn on notifications so you can get more videos on this channel like 2 times-ish a month, every other Wednesday. I don't know, we're trying to get back to consistency. We're just see what happens. You can also follow me at JackIsNotABird on Twitter and Instagram. And once again, if you want my Will It Waffle shirt or any other cool merch, you can click those buttons under the video with the pictures of the merch, or just go to dftba.com/JacksonBird. I guess that is gonna have to be it for now, because I'm emotionally run down. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.